Alright, welcome back. And today I have another anime deck profile coming from of course, as you guys can see, from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Now I'm really not, sorry guys, I'm gonna break a lot of hearts. I'm not a big fan. I didn't grow up with 5Ds, but I have a friend who was saying, if you're making all these decks, I demand that you have to make a Yusei Fudo's deck. So I could respect that, just because I didn't grow up with it doesn't mean it's not good, right? So now these cards, it was a little bit harder because I had to sit down and watch the whole series. I didn't watch the last part because it was in Japanese and I had to work. I couldn't just listen to it. I couldn't read either. I could only listen while I'm at work. I can't just be unfocused. And but I did come back to play Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while around this era. I just didn't I didn't watch the anime. I started playing again when Chaos Dragons showed up. So my friend, so David, this is for you. So my friend asked me, Yvonne, you have to make a Yusei Fudo deck, and so David, happy birthday, here it is. So let's start with the main deck. So like I said, I'm not very versed in this era, so there might be a lot of cards that you guys wanted to see in this deck. You got a lot of YouTube channels. This is just reading once, saying like, I think this card is good for this era, this card is not good for this era. I came up with this, so here we go. And clearly I wanted to make it like anime deck-ish, So first up, we have Junk Synchron. I did use this guy, pretty good to to start back in Yu-Gi-Oh! It really helped me like use and understand synchros. I mean, it's easy to understand, but this is the card, this is the tuner I started with. Alright, then we have Quick Draw Synchron, another card that I had my friend Joey loves this era. So Joey, I'm going to be sending you this video too. And I remember he used this card, pretty 5-star tuner. So it's good to get those high-level synchros out. Then cards I didn't know existed, but clearly are part of this deck, because without these you can't get certain synchros out. We have Road Synchron, Nitro Synchron, because I do like the synchro that corresponds to this guy. Debris Dragon, oh my goodness, I love the secret rare version of this card. Yeah, and it's kind of clearly Stardust, right? So it has to go here. Turbo Synchron, Drill Synchron. Now this is for me by far. I don't like this one. This is the worst one. But once again, well, maybe it's not the worst one, but I was thinking of removing him. But no, I want all those synchros on the extra deck. All right, let's keep going. Then we have a extremely good card, not just in the anime, but in the TCG, Effect Veiler. I never had a secret rare version of it, now I do. Another card that was secret rare, so I was like, you know what, you're coming in here. And it's basically a Cyber Dragon, but without the attack points, right? You can special summon it. And it's a tuner, secret rare, unknown synchron. Now, the one that goes with the Junk Synchron, Killboat Hedgehog, also secret rare, I had to have it. And I mean, come on, this is kind of cute. Yeah, whatever. Fortress Warrior. Now, so after this, I decided I need cards that can stay in the field for longer than a turn, can survive attacks, so I can start getting those synchros out. So this is one of those cards, Fortress Warrior. Then we got, I think by far my favorite, just because it can survive twice per turn. Up to twice per turn, if this card will be destroyed by battle, it's not destroyed. And a secret rare, so I put one Shield Wing. Rockstone Warrior. At the beginning I understood I thought this card was like super OP because it spawns two tokens. I don't remember what changed it. When I read it again, I was like, oh, it's not as good as I thought, but it's an 1800 beater, 4-star. It's got that, that ability to have 2 tokens. So yeah, I want this on the deck. But just one copy. Yeah. Synchron Explorer. When this card is almost... why did I start reading that? I'm sorry. So I put one copy of Synchron Explorer just, to help out. It's also like iconic. I saw a lot of people like using this card. Now Level Eater. I did see this card was banned. I once played against a Quasar deck, and I think all it used was Effect Veiler, Level Eater, Quick Draw Synchron, and a stupid card that spawned like 5 monsters from the graveyard to summon Quasar in one turn. It was ridiculous. I was doing my best to beat it, but I played around using mind games, but as soon as he got that card, I was like, it's game over. There's no way I could win. And yeah, and I remember that card. I remember this card because of that duel. And then we have a 1900 defense monster. It's common, but it's good defense. That went with one Ghost Garda. Now, I did see that Yusei doesn't have that many tributes, and the tributes that he has, I did not like him at all. This is by far the only tribute that I like because you can special summon one tuner from your hand or graveyard. So I was like, man, okay, I could tribute summon this, bring a tuner, and synchro summon immediately. Okay, then this card's actually pretty good. Yeah, it was between. Okay, now you guys are gonna hate me. So it was between this card and the doppelganger. I don't know, I forgot the Double Warrior. There we go, Double Warrior. You guys let me know if I should change this for Double Warrior. I don't know. But it was between that guy and this one. I like them both, but I like this one more. Then we got something reminiscent of Scrap Iron Scarecrow, which is Swift Scarecrow. It also helps with, getting attacks. And then I had to, you kind of like the Quillboat. I wish. Why isn't there's got to be a secret rare version of this card. Come on, it's like it's like his Karibo, right? I remember seeing the show. I was like, man, what a stupid card, but I like it. it's a bird, Pokemon or whatever you want to call it. So Sonic Chick. It came out in the movie too, right? So Sonic Chick, I just put him here, and it's also can survive and it cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster has 1900 or more attack points. So that's the reason it's actually here. And then the only 1900 beater, which looks pretty cool, which is Bright Star Dragon, and it looks so freaking cool. Again, why isn't there like a ultra rare or at least a super rare version of this card? Look, this guy looks so cool. Alright, now we go to the spells. Now, when I started doing these decks, I didn't know what speed spells were. I mean, I quickly found out what it was. So speed spells are only when they're, the famous saying, card games and motorbikes. In fact, the reason I got the deck box is, card games and motorbikes, right? So he doesn't have that many magic spells, and I think, and everybody knows, magic spells are extremely good and important in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I did my best to put as many good magic cards that I thought, were good for this deck. So first of all, double summon. Then we have the alternate art tuning. Once again, I'm sorry if it's not the original art. I didn't grow up with it, and this was the secret version. I don't know if this is a secret rare of the other one, of the original art, but whatever. The fact that it had, this guy, I was like, man, for me, I think this makes more sense. So I went with this one. You guys can, if you actually want to make the deck, you can go with whichever art you want. Then we have Fighting Spirit, which at the beginning of making this deck, I kind of removed it, but I needed magic cards. It's not completely bad, at least for these formats. So I put it in here. Then we got something like Card Rotator, Battle Waltz. I did like this card a lot. Then, okay, this is the type of card I don't like to play. It's not a terrible card, but I saw a lot of YouTube videos, they had it, so I was like, I need more magic cards. I'm putting it, if it helps the deck, I'm putting it. Then we have Half Shut, a very good card to survive, to keep those monsters until you synchro summon. And then lastly, I remember the video I was watching didn't have 1-for-1. I was like, how can you not have 1-for-1? When I found out he had it, I was like, this card belongs in this era, come on. So yeah, one copy of 1-for-1. Alright, now finally for the trap cards. As you guys know, Yusei uses a ton of trap cards, so I had to really cut down a lot and read a lot to get, like, I think this is like 12 trap cards in here. So number 1, Call the Haunted. Number 2, Starlight Road. It helps you get Stardust Dragon. Wow, holy cow. I almost said like all the other alternatives. Starlight Road, and you're gonna see like I have 2 cards that are not from his deck that will help, help get this out. So one copy of Starlight Road is secret rare. It helps get Stardust Dragon out, so it has to go in the deck. Then we have Graceful Revival, another revive card to get those monsters out to synchro summon. We got Defense Draw. You need to defend until you actually get the monsters you want out. Now a card, I remember I was playing the PSP version of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force, and someone used it on me, and I was like, oh, that's how it works. I had another card, here, but then I realized how it actually worked. Again, I had to read so much. I realized how it actually worked. I was like, nope, remove that card and put Power Frame. I don't even remember which card I swapped it out for, but I mean, Power Frame looks a lot cooler. Sounds a lot cooler too. And then another iconic card, Scrap Iron Scarecrow. When I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And someone did this, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what are you doing? No, this card literally affects this. You put it back face down. I was like, are you serious? I had to pick it up and read it. I was like, wow, Yu-Gi-Oh! How, you know, I was out for so many years. I didn't know this, like, cards like this existed. Not to say this card is like broken or anything, but yeah, it caught me by surprise. Like, oh, okay, that's actually really good. And yeah, ultimate rare for sure. Then we have Scrubbed Raid. Another, like, from all the trap cards, I was like, this has to go here, you know, in comparison to the others. We have Reinforced Truth. There's another special summon. Yeah. This card's here. You know why? Because this guy's here. Buster Blader. I love Buster Blader. So yeah, Miracle Locust. I'm not gonna read the effect. Let's keep going. I'll read it later when I actually test out these decks. Card of Sacrifice. Now this is a drawing card. It's not. I mean, it's harder to pull than Pot of Greed, right? But this guy, right, didn't have Pot of Greed, so I was like, I need a drawing card. I can clearly pull this off. You know, it's risk and reward. I think that's the theme of 5Ds. Like, you don't have money, you gotta play risk and reward. All right, now this card is freaking fantastic. Synchro Material. So yeah, put one copy of these, and then lastly, because Catastor is here, and it's also like a Call of the Haunted for synchros, you know, Descending Lost Star. All right, that is it for the main deck. I want to see those shinies here. There we go. Oh. All right, now let's go for the extra deck. Now, because it's Yusei Fudo, he has a ton of this. He has like around 15 cards in the extra deck. Thank you so much for not putting 20 million with what's the name of this guy? With Jaden. There we go, from DX. However, there's a bunch of new cards I wanted to add, so this, instead of having 15, I went with 20 cards in the extra deck. So here we go, starting from the toughest. Yeah, maybe I should have started backwards, but I like to see the best card up front. You know, kind of like the structure decks. Shooting Quasar Dragon. There's like 3 variants of this card, right, of the Quasar type, but I just went with the original one, you know, went with this one. Oh, let me put it over here. Then we have Shooting Star Dragon. I actually was able to pull this thing off while I was playing on the, TCG, and it's very, very good, very dangerous. I like how this guy works. It was really hard to get out, but when you got it out, I was like, yeah, you practically won the game, you know. I mean, the way I was playing, right? It's like, if I was able to summon it, that means I was dominating the board extensively. XL Synchro Stardust Dragon. So I didn't see this is a brand new card. I watched the show. I was like, oh, it's a reference to this when he was like an XL summoning or whatever. But it's it's another Stardust Dragon, 8 stars. Why not? I wanted more Stardust. It's like the theme of this deck. Then we have Stardust Spark Dragon, another Stardust variant, and then the original. Oh my goodness, this one's so busted. Buying these cards, it's not easy. They could be very expensive, so I try to go with the cheaper ones, and sometimes the cheaper ones look great, but sometimes they look like this. I do have a better copy of it, but it's on my banned deck, and I want to keep the best cards on my banned deck, so sadly, this is Stardust Dragon, but it's still secret rare. I love this guy. Then we have Road Warrior, going into these like specific road. This one requires Road Synchron. That's why I have Road Synchron. If not, bye Road Synchron. Alright, then we have Junk Destroyer, another one that requires a specific tuner to summon. Shooting Riser Dragon. This is a brand new, well, not brand new, but a newer card. Didn't show up in the series. I had to put this card here. It is fantastic, and it's a level 7 monster. They're giving you more, options to bring monsters out. Then we have, I love this. I like how it looks. Yeah, and it's it's 7 stars, right? But basically, Nitro Warrior requires Nitro Synchron. That's why I have Nitro Synchron. It's secret rare. He played it. It's going in here. Then we have Junk Berserker. Similar thing. Junk Synchron required, but I actually like Junk Synchron. Then we have this Archer thing. It also uses Junk Synchron. Then we have Junk Garna. I remember seeing it in the movie. It's a card that he played. It's going in the extra deck. Then we have Turbo Warrior. Requires Turbo Synchron. We have Turbo Warrior. Jeez, I don't know. Which tuner does this, require? Oh yeah, sure, Joel Synchron. The only reason Joel Synchron was not scrapped out of the deck. This is one of the cards I was thinking of removing, but I was like, nah, man. Instead of, because I was thinking of just putting 15 in the extra deck, but I was like, nah, man, you're putting 20. I want to see all this card. So here we go, another Stardust variant, Stardust Assault Warrior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6 level tuner. We have that. Next up we have Young Warrior, very iconic card from the series, so this one had to go here. Secret rare, you know, it's freaking fantastic. Then we have Young Speeder, which is level, I don't even remember what it does, but if it's here, it's because I deem the effect to be decently good. Then we have Axel Synchron, level 5 tuner, so this should help, you know, getting those cards out. And we have Armory Arm, level 4 Synchro. No, I almost said Synchro tuner. Just level 4 Synchro, you guys know what it does. You can equip to a monster. It's a very good card. And then lastly, Formula Synchron. Yeah, so you guys know I'm in a public space, so I'm gonna have to hurry up here. Alright, let's see. Now for the extra deck. So these are, a bunch of these are kind of like new cards. So I went with Stardust Synchron. I mean, Stardust is like the theme of the deck, so I just had to put this card here. And I love how it looks, secret rare, pretty fantastic. Oh, I think I have time for another video. Alright. I didn't have like, yeah, some people came in like what they were gonna play like ping pong or billiard or, you know, pool, but it looks like they didn't have the equipment. Here we have Stardust Trail. Very good defense, forgot the effect, but this is a very good card to have for Stardust Dragon. And then because it's 1900 beater, I put 2 more copies, you know, in case I ever go against Yugi and Kaiba. I think it needs the power. I don't know, I have to test them out. Then we have Revolution Synchron. I know that there's a synchro version, like the original was a synchro version, but oh my goodness, I love how this guy looks too. You know, these tuners, and you know, it looks secret rare, so I'm putting it in here. Okay, this one had to go here. It's literally Yusei's motorcycle. Are you kidding me? So I was watching a YouTube video saying, oh, like a modernized Yusei Fudo deck, and he had this card. I was saying, oh man, we have to tribute it, but I was like, no, man, just put it, man, just put it. It's a freaking tuner. Why not? And it's his bike. Why not? Then I heard, you know, then this one I didn't really read it. I don't remember what it does, but you know, I put it in here. So if it's in here, it had it at the time I read it. I was like, it's gotta have a decent effect at least. And then I think this is the last one. No, we have 2 more. Okay, so then another one I really liked was the Assault Synchron. I know this one had a specific. I think this one has specific synchro. I don't even know if I have it in here. But you know, another pretty good tuner that's going in here. And then lastly, Jet Synchron. And that ends the monsters on the extra deck. And next up, we have the magic cards. So remember when I said I needed cards that help start, you know, to use Starlight Road, so it wouldn't be a dead draw or just a card on the field. Well, I put Dark Hole and I put Heavy Storm, which are staple cards, you know. So you say they never use these cards, but it's just to help bring out Stardust Dragon. And then I have this card, which is freaking fantastic, Necroid Synchron. This card had to go here. Then we have another one, Synchro Chase. I don't remember what it does, but if it's here, it's got a decent effect, and it's a continuous magic card. And then I saw this one, I was like, yeah, man, I have to put this card. On your marks, get set, duel. It's literally Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, right? So I had to put it in here. I think the effect is okay, but I was like, no, man, card games are motorbikes, right? So I had to put it. And then lastly, I decided to go with a Stardust specific card, Stardust Shimmer. There's a bunch of Stardust specific cards. I think they're okay. I don't think they're the greatest, but so if that's the one I put there, that's the one I deemed the best at the time. Like I said earlier, not the best in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX era, but David, I hope you're satisfied. This is my Yusei Fudo anime deck, you know, with the 20 card extra deck and the 15 card side deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are looking to make these decks, I hope this gives you like a good idea of how to do it, what cards to use in the anime. I always try to keep the main decks, like specifically cards that they use in the anime, then the side deck, like brand new cards that didn't show up in the anime, but clearly if they kept playing, they would have used them, you know. And yeah, then because these eras they focus more on the extra decks, and that's why I decided now bump it up to 20. Forget it, you know. I want all those cards in there. So that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. the typical YouTube thing, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one.